Welcome back to Time to Talk with me, Vichakul. Today, we are diving into the world of innovation and AI with someone who's right at the forefront. With years of experience in the global tech and venture capital world, she now serves as the Chief Investment Officer of SCB 10X, driving innovation, deep tech, and future-ready ideas. Please welcome Ms. Pailin Vichakul, or Kun Pai. You are watching Time to Talk, the iconic status of opinion leaders, the convergence of local and global influencers. With me, Vichakul. Okay, fellows, my beloved audience, let's meet up with the young, great woman, the Chief or CIO of SCB 10X, Kun Pai Pailin Vichakul. สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีค่ะ
A pleasure to meet you, Kun Pai. I shall begin with your journey until becoming such a position as a CIO. So what exactly first drew you into this tech world? And then, so how did those curiosity pan out and evolve to you to becoming such a position as Chief Investment Officer?
So I didn't follow a traditional path of venture capital. It's actually linked back to when I studied MBA at Ross School of Business. My last project working with a startup in Boston. And prior to that, I had no experience working with startup before. I always work in a corporate environment. That experience kind of allowed me to see how their startup work, the creativity of the founder, the agility, and then captivated by that. And after that, I would like to pursue a career in VC. But then in Thailand back then, it was 2015. And I remember there was only one VC with no open position. So I decided to join SCB instead as a management associate program. And I was choose to be in the strategy division, and lucky enough that they actually talk about setting up the corporate venture capital unit. It was 2016 back then, and raised my hand and become like the founding team of this corporate venture capital unit since then, always with the investment side, and then it's been actually 10 years already.
As I recall, previously you were a COO before, right?
Right.
How has you evolved your leadership? So what are your key priorities right now?
10 years sounds long, but it's actually, if for a fund, it's just like 10 years normal lifetime for a fund. Actually, lucky to start from the ground up, from the junior positions up to the level today. So the contrast between COO and CIO now, I think when for COO, it's more about like making sure the operational excellence in the company and making sure all the units work seamlessly together to achieve the same goal. As a CIO, my job is more focused on investment, creating the strategy, the portfolio construction, and also every other activities that could lead to the success of investment. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about investment for a bit. So as of now, under such circumstances, what sectors or what technologies that can get you excited the most, and you think we shall invest within this 12 or even 24 months from now?
Right. So SCB 10X, we've been investing in every emerging technologies, especially the ones that could disrupt financial service in the futures or even broader industries. So currently we focus in AI, blockchain, and also fintech. So in AI, there are several key trends, and I think everyone nowadays use ChatGPT openly. And then I think for AI front, we are shifting towards like AI infrastructure because there are more investments poured into its infrastructure like 18 months ago already, and everything's now is kind of see more into the applications layer, especially the vertical AI. That means like from the generic model that we see today is going to be more specialized models for each particular domains, especially in the healthcare, fintech. So those are kind of the areas that we want to
Go down deep.
go down into each vertical.
Yeah, each sectors.
So I think imagine like if you have assistant that is generic versus specialized ones, and if the next era, I think service is going to be service as a software. That means if that particular software needs to be excelled in each particular area. So I think, yeah, we want to focus on that particular area. We see more enterprise doing experiments with all AIs, but we still see the gap in terms of putting them into the real production, real enterprise grade environment. For example, like we see more agents, AI or agents enterprise setting, but how can we control the quality, the model deployment, the agent frameworks, or even like if the company is using multiple models, like platform that can orchestrate that kind of models together to make sure that the enterprise achieves the outcome and actually can replace or even do something beyond existing human employees right now. Also, as I mentioned, we also focus on blockchain with the regulatory tailwinds, especially for the Genius Act. It's going to help push a lot of capital flow into stable coins and real world asset tokenizations. And I'm looking forward to see more and more applications leveraging the stable coin, both for financial application and consumer applications, just beyond today's just only DeFi or like speculation nature.
So how many startups so far have you been invested?
Portfolio in total, I think we have around 70.
70?
Both funds and companies, more in the companies.
All around the world?
All around the world. For the AUM, I think we manage over 600 million US dollars.
Wow. Okay, so far.
So far.
SCB 10X has built such a great reputation about founder friendly, like startup founder friendly. What was your approach to like continue such a reputation, or like bring something more to the early stage?
We like always want to be helpful to our founders. We want to be known as a value-added investor. We act like institution VC in the sense that we move fast, we make decisions quickly, but in a prudent way. But we also add value beyond capital. If the AI companies at their seed stage, if they want to look for design partner that can help them think about solution, especially for financial service, we can be that part to help them experiment with our group companies in particular use case. And I think that's where startups really value our support on this, because that's the part where typical like we see they cannot do that because they don't have the use case.
Okay, so you're not only invest into that company, you assist them if they need something.
Right.
How long is your patience for the one startup? For example, you invest in such a startup company and then it has been taking for like a year already. And it didn't pan out just yet. So what do you do?
As I mentioned, we try to operate like a venture capital, and for venture capital, we have 10 years time life. The first will be 5 years investment period, and we hope to harvest in the last 5 years. With that mindset, we don't rush our podcasts, but we hope to see them make progress in terms of like next fundraising, achieve their milestones, have higher valuation. We don't pressure them into like, hey, they need to deploy the solutions for our group. We don't come in investment like that.
Okay, you can wait.
We can
for
wait.
At least like
just like normal VC.
Yeah, span like 5 years.
5 to 10 years.
That's normal.
That's normal, because I think especially the earlier the stage we enter, the longer the period that we hope we can exit.
Okay, that will make every startup founders or owner smile. At least for now. Okay. What kind of like founders or team that can get you excited?
We're always excited by founders who are passionate with their problem or solutions. They sometimes like develop this solution for themselves, and then they see that others kind of want this solution too. So that passionate founder. And then since we invest a lot for enterprise solutions, we look for founders who capable of telling story, and I think that tells a lot. And people sometimes often underestimate like ability to tell story. Like sometimes we can meet with technical founder, but then without another co-founder that can sell the companies, I think that can be difficult. When you excel at the storytelling, it means a lot, like from fundraising for hiring talent, and also for selling your product.
Like Santi in Mad Unicorn series, something like that.
I think so, because I think imagine like if you are doing startup and if you don't passionate, and at the early day you just use your own money sometimes to bootstrap, like you just need to do everything just to make sure that it's worth your money and worth your time, right? So if you don't, passionate about this issue, it's going to be very difficult.
Good marketing vision.
You need to answer like why they should join you.
Okay, why you need to cope this problem. Let's dig deep a bit into the AI world, since you have been investing so much on this sector. Okay, so what's your hypothesis behind the AI agent and AI employees? Given that there is an investment such as Porky and Emma, so what are they?
We think that AI agent is going to be everywhere, especially not only for consumer but for enterprise as well. And for enterprise, we look at both the application layer, like the companies that help organizations to create agents or employees, and then also for the tooling layers, we also look for infrastructure that's going to support the agent. For example, like how the way we browse the internet today, the interface is built for human but not agents. But with the internet era, with agents working on behalf of us, they're going to need different infrastructure to support the agent work. For example, like how agents going to make payment on behalf of us, and then how can we verify agent. So it's going to be different from being having a human as users. And I think that's the overall what we think of the trends of AI agent, particularly to Pokey AI and Emma. Pokey AI is doing a general purpose AI agent, helping you plan or take actions, leveraging many tools. They utilize reinforcement learning technique.
Wow.
And then for the Emma, they want to help organizations create universal employee, meaning that it can be actually the same as agent, can be viewed as another employee and can do multiple things in a corporate environment. So both are tackle similar problem, but Emma is focusing more on enterprise production right now. And why we believe in this area is that as you can see now, like if we experiment with the Copilot or ChatGPT, but in the future it will be autonomous. Like imagine like now you still cannot rely on answers from ChatGPT. Now you still need to validate every word the agents do for you, like to make sure that it works as it should. And then, but in the future, like with all the solutions, all the innovation, we should be able to trust agent as another employee. So
okay, it will be more reliable.
Yeah, more reliable.
Soon. So
I'm not sure how soon, but we hope.
As a person who in charge and makes all the decision, so what exactly is the problem or the gaps that you would like such an AI to do it for you?
Because we focus on enterprise solutions a lot, and then if you imagine like the end stage, if you have agent as employee, what needs to happen? You need to be able to trust them, to evaluate them, and then to make sure that they work accurately and in the flow as similar to your employee.
As human.
And I think that's a lot of things that need to happen, right? Like how you train your AI or agent, or to know the corporate policies, cultures, how to make sure that they can do all the work. Because I think agents today, they can do only single tasks. We're gonna need multiple agents work together to replicate like one employee. So I think the orchestration of all the agents are the issue, like which one to Do we need a master agent to control every other agent? How can we control the quality? And then I think most importantly, like how we ensure the accuracy of the output of the agent. Still experiment with having agent, but still have human in the loop to validate all the results. But then if the end state is going to be replaced, I don't want to say replace, but it just replace repetitive, especially repetitive tasks that should be done by agents, and then we as employees can do something else. I think there's a lot of things that need to go into to ensure that it works well in the production, in environment, enterprise environment, yeah.
So where do you want it to be, your SCB 10X, in the next 3 or 5 years, your standing point in the future?
Right. So for me, I think the goal is to make SCB 10X as a top corporate venture capital that stands side by side with, institution VC tier 1 in the Silicon Valley. I think that's the achievement. That will be the achievement that I hope to get. And that means a lot of things. That means we need to have great, portfolio companies. We need to add values to founders, and then we need to act like beyond just capital providers and really add values and become the partners of our global founders. Yeah, so that's the goal.
If you could choose one company to co-invest, any company, any venture capitals in the world, so who would it be?
I think probably hard to pick only one because there are so many tier 1 VCs that they excel in each areas. I think like A16Z, Sequoia, Mayfield, those are the names that we always target to co-invest with them. I think that's also the main objective, or main that objective that we want to co-invest with tier 1 VCs.
Okay, have you ever made contacts with those companies?
Yeah, we make several contacts. Over more than 70% of our direct investments actually made alongside with tier 1 VCs, or tech giants.
Okay, for Thailand, okay, your company, your venture capitals, SCB 10X. So how do you think your company can contribute to Thailand economy?
Right.
Yeah, as from now, or even contribute to our regional Southeast Asia?
Act as a catalyst in terms of we see the frontier innovations, and the ability to invest allow us to see deeply in terms of technology as well as the business model. We can bring that knowledge back, help mentor startups here. We try to bring the global networks that we have and also the knowledge from our tier 1 portfolio companies, bring that back, and then we can hope that it can equip the ecosystem with more knowledge and more innovations. And also at SCB 10X, we not only invest, we also have the R&D unit that currently working on open source Typhoon or Thai model. That's a good example of how we leverage knowledge from global founders and then help bring some knowledge to Typhoon, and also Typhoon going to improve and can apply to Thai market and make the use case out of it. So I think that's the way that we see I would say contributing to Thailand.
Okay, so Typhoon is an open source, so any company can access,
right?
Try to learn and use those kind of ability of this AI. Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you so much. Last but not least, this question is kind of difficult, okay, so please think carefully before you answer. Okay, do you have any advice or suggestions to the government? Any particular policy at all that you would like them to envision or take actions?
It's kind of sad for me being here for 10 years and see the downward trends of Thai startups every year in terms of the number of new startups. And I think if we don't do anything, it's not going to increase. And I think in the past, each corporate tried to come up with their own, accelerator program, and it's costly, and no one can do that alone, in my opinion. So there is a government program that support startups early on that could help a lot.
Okay. I hope there will be some government persons watching our show. Last question, a question of our show. Okay. If you could pick one particular issue that you think is about time to talk, it's about time to not talk about it, what would it be?
Yeah, I think I touched on a bit in terms of the lower number of startups every year. I mean, Thai startups. I think I want to see more. So we really want to back Thai startups or Thai founders. So maybe like call to action for Thai talents who may stay like in some enterprise. And I think we have many great talents, like many people graduate from top schools, but they're not doing startup, they're just doing, they're in the tech companies or large organizations. I think with all the AI and tools that they have right now, it should be able to, bring the startup back. And I think it couldn't be better in terms of the timing, in terms of like, if AI companies, they say can generate a lot of revenue. And I think I would love to back Thai founders.
Thank you so much. So SCB 10X will let Thai startup to die. Okay, so you're really willing to help.
And we can help bring in insights that we see from global founders, and help,
So I'll go back home and do my homework and like get back to my dream. Yeah, and then I'll try to be one of them.
Right.
Okay, thank you so much for joining our show and like giving us so many insights today. Very inspirational. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
ขอบคุณครับ Okay, I hope you learned a lot from these young talented ladies today, fellows. Don't forget, your dream is not lost. So let's get back to your dream and do something that can make your life better. Learn from everyone. If you are a startup, don't give up. Go on. Maybe one day you will be the next unicorn of Thailand. Thank you so much for joining our show. Until next time. See you. Bye-bye.